I'm Derek.
I'm Justin.
And today we're going to show you how we rebuilt the roof on this 2018 Rockwood pop-up camper. This unit has a lot of water damage in this side of the roof, requiring a complete removal and rebuild. First, you want to chock the unit, level it, and set it up. Here Justin's disconnecting some 12-volt wiring, allowing us to get the tent track out of the way.
There it is.
This unit, the canvas is held to the tent track with screws. So removing all the screws will allow the track to come out of the camper. And remove the valance, it's just held on by Velcro. And here Justin is removing the, what are those called?
Shoot, that's too quick. Wire covers.
And now disconnecting the power wire for the air conditioner.
All right, we're going to lower the roof down to a more workable height. Then we're going to install speed clamps at all corners. I use the bed frame to support them. That way it's out of our working area. Now we're removing the lift arm bracket, and on this bracket you won't be able to get the pin out, you'll see right here, until you punch the bolts out. Head it over to the toolbox, get a punch and a hammer. Couple little taps. Now you can pull the pin. When you pull the pin, make sure you have your hand on the lift arm so it doesn't go back into the camper body. And repeat for the opposite side.
This unit has a shower system installed in it, so we're going to remove the plumbing vent and the corner brackets. Removing the vinyl insert from the top track. And now remove the screws that are holding the track to the roof. So the bottom track is held on by screws, and you'll find that the corners might be behind the roof corner caps. So you might have to cut some silicone out of the way to get the track out from underneath the caps.
5-in-1 tool works perfect for that. Here we're removing the exterior cap that's held on by staples. I recommend using a dead blow as we're doing here to minimize any damage.
And we're going to reuse this outer fiberglass shell. So pay special attention not to let that get damaged through this removal process.
Oh, this is probably the hardest part right here, getting all the old glued on plywood off the fiberglass.
And so we had to chip away at it and sand the rest off. Then we used acetone to clean it up. All right, we started with 4x8 sheet of plywood, 7/16 size depth, I
Yes.
think, 7/16.
Measure twice, cut once.
Right. And we're going to cut 3 boards to make the 16-foot plus long run.
Square up all your edges. Here we're squaring everything up, get ready to lay out our biscuit joints. All right, as you can see, we're laying out for the biscuit joints. I'm marking out center locations. And by doing the biscuit joints, it's just going to give you a much stronger end product. Here we're installing pieces of scrap wood, that way when we glue the biscuit joints in, we have something to clamp to and draw the two pieces together. And I recommend a piece of parchment paper or something to go underneath of the boards if you're doing it on concrete so it doesn't glue the boards to the concrete.
We glued the boards to the concrete.
We did. Now we're weighting everything down, try to keep it as flat as possible while those biscuit joints set up overnight.
All right, we're going to use contact cement to glue the fiberglass to our board. So we're buttering up both sides. And after both sides are are buttered up. You want to let it set for about 15 minutes or so, and then test it. When it starts to get tacky, it's time to install. We missed film in the part of joining it, but we laid them flat and folded them up together like a book.
And also keep it in the back of your head that you don't have no working time with the contact cement. When it sticks, so you got to get it right the first time.
Here we're cutting the interior Luan panels. Now this sheet came to us in a 4x9 foot sheet, so we only had to cut 2 sections. Sanded our boards, prep for the installation of the Luan. Cut them to size. Laying down a generous amount of wood glue. This job used up that whole large bottle of Gorilla wood glue.
I'm going to take a small roller, get all the air bubbles out, lay some boards across the top to be able to weight it down. And one thing we didn't show is I also went around the edges with a 1/4-inch staple gun and stapled the edges down so they didn't come up. That's set for 24 hours.
Laying down blue tape for the jigsaw so we don't mar up the fiberglass. Take your time and slowly cut your new sideboard out. Your panel should look like this now. Pre-drilling the holes for the AC power. In for the lift arm brackets. And roof strikes. All right, here's the part you've been waiting for. Have some extra helpers. And we're going to move the panel up to the side of the roof.
Make sure both of your ends are lined up. Make sure your contour in the center of the roof's lined up. If it's not, get an extra support pole in like we're doing now. Once all the contours lined up, start stapling. Now on this step right here, the wires that we mentioned earlier at the front corner go down by the lift arm. You want to take some blue tape and put a mark up there on the roof somewhere so when you're running your staple gun, you don't put a staple through one of those 12-volt wires.
Time to put the lift arms back. So brackets go on. Lift arms go back in and get pinned. This is the bottom seal track, silicone in the inside. Clamp it to the roof, then screws to the bottom. And install your roof seal. On this unit, the seal gets held in by set screws on each end. This is the top transition cap. Butyl tape gets pressed into the inside of it. Lower the roof and install the cap. This unit's going to use 1-inch vinyl insert. So lip it underneath the track. And throw the final screws in the ends to hold the insert in. Put the caps on. And then work the vinyl insert into the track. And this will wear your fingers out. Take some breath.
All right, here we're putting the roof latches back on. Putting the corner braces back in. And on this step, I think we should have put the corner brace in before we put the lift arm brace in, because we was hitting where the bolt hole was.
Hitting that nut.
So we had to do a little modification.
Measure off for your tent track using the opposite side and install with wood screws. Make sure it's nice and level through the insulation. Velcro goes back inside the roof to hold the valance using self-adhesive back to Velcro. And now we'll staple it in to make sure it's secure. AC power is going back in. And now it's time to put the canvas back in. So the roof needs to be down a little bit for this trick. The canvas on this unit lips into a track, and then you have to reach up and from the inside and put the screws in through the plastic track and through the bead welt on top of the canvas. Canvas was down on the opposite sides too. We had to put that back up. And install your kill switch. This disconnects the 12-volt power when the roof is down. Put your wiring back together and tuck it behind the canvas. Valance goes back up to the Velcro. We're using Nova Flex Clear for this job. It's going to take 2 tubes. Reseal the entire roof. It's important to check your seals a couple times a year, everybody. The damage was done to this camper from lack of periodic maintenance.
And just like that, in 18 minutes, you got a brand new camper.
It actually took a little longer than 18 minutes. Now we make it look easy in this, but you can expect 5 days. We had this unit in Justin's shop for 5 days, working on about 3 to 4 hours each day. Total cost in 2026, a couple $100 for the material. It's another job that you can do. So if you got a camper that has this issue, or you're looking at a camper has this issue, you know how to fix it. We hope this was helpful. Please subscribe, smash that notification bell, give the video a thumbs up, leave a comment, and we appreciate you watching.
Pop-up Camper Pro.
We will see you at the campground.